Hello all. Let's deep dive into how to implement automated deployment pipelines for your DevOps projects. Hi, this is Neil Shah here. Building various DevOps communities in my local region like Google Cloud, CNCF, HashiCorp, Docker. Managed more than 15 plus hackathons and working as a product manager at Internals Infotech. So let's first see the importance of efficient deployment. So first is business agility. As in the today's arena and the GNAI arena, the products are changing very frequently as per the market demands. So to have new features, to have new releases frequently, the efficient deployment is necessary. Next is reduce time to market. Eventually we are making new features. So in previous time we were making the new features and new releases and month and by month and a quarter. But eventually today, people are making releases on a single day. Next is customer satisfaction. So when we are taking quicker feedback from the customer and making new features as per their request, as per the customer's market, then we are making a good product. So efficient deployment also helps us in this. Next is what are automated deployment pipelines? So they are just a series of automated processes that streamline software development process, not development, delivery process. Because it is eventually a step of series of steps where all the things are automated. So what are the key objectives of that? Is efficiency as we are decreasing manual intervention in between them. Next is reliability as we are checking it, we are testing it at each and every part, each and every portion. Next is collaboration because for making all the things automated, the platform ops team, DevOps team, SRE team, testing team, all are collaborative and are working on that to automate the thing. Next is what are the benefits of automated deployment pipelines? Faster releases, consistency, feedback loops, as already we covered over the years. We will be testing each and everything and all the things will be automated. So eventually it will be more consistent pipeline. So why automated deployment pipelines? Eventually everyone will ask. So as a company, as a product, we will have faster time to market. Eventually when we will implement this, we can release newer product to market even to stay in the competitive market. It's necessary. It's a necessity for everyone. Reduce manual errors. As we are reducing manual intervention, manual deployments are also restricted. We are not restricted, but yeah, we are promoting an automation here. So we will be working on automated deployments aspect to manual one. So it will be reduce risk, reduce errors. It will be there eventually. Next is consistency and reliability deployments. So eventually all the test cases are passed. So it will be a reliable thing because all the automatic testings are also there. It will be also monitored over there. And also we are also working on the security portion in this automated pipeline. So yeah, it will be a reliable eventually. And eventually, when sometimes some features don't work, we can also revert back to some of the previous versions. So that's a great thing. Next is increased collaboration, as all the teams will collaborate and make the thing magical. Next is what are the key components of a deployment pipeline? So first is source code repository. Eventually, all the teams will write code and store some portion to maintain all of that. And majorly people always use GitHub, Bitbucket, and this sort of thing to collaborate the code repositories over there. And eventually to track the code changes and all sort of thing over there. So there are major source code management tools like GitLab, Bitbucket, GitHub, Subversion, JFrog. There are many. Next comes building automation. So compiling all the main things, main libraries, main packages in a single bundle and shipping it to the for the process. So So there are build automation tools like Maven, which are majorly preferable for Java application, which builds some of the basic package and ship artifact file, which is similar to some simple, let's say, understand and zip file. So we can ship it to some other place to building an app on the top of that. So using building automation tools, we can have a faster deployment pipeline. Next is automated testing. Eventually, testing is necessary for every product, and eventually, we will also do automation testing over here. So it will lesser our time. It will also check each and every part which is updated in our code. So we need to trigger that. So some of the testings tool are JMature, JUnit, testing, and there are many tools. Next comes continuous integration and continuous deployment. So continuous integration is necessary to detect and address errors previously and the main portion, eventually before the production stage. So it will be triggering a more stable code base. Next is here first is our reduction of issues. Eventually we have around that. Next is faster feedback as the code. If there is some error, it will directly trigger that, and if it went away properly, smoothly, then the developers will be relaxed and understand that this works properly. So it will be maintaining the consistency also. So some of the CI tools which are trending in today's market are Jenkins and GitLab CI. Most of the companies use both of them. Only from theirs, majorly they use. Not both of them, but yeah. As per their situation, as per the requirements, they integrate this with the version control and also with the product deployment, production area, like where they also have maintained their different instances on any cloud provider or let's say on Kubernetes or anywhere. So there are things, but yeah, eventually from this both the tools they will be using. Their tools are Bamboo, Circle CI, Jenkins, Travis CI, TeamCity, and many more. Next comes continuous deployment. Next comes continuous deployment. After continuous integration, all the codes and all the features are checked. But to be in the production arena, that live production, that the users can actually use that. So we need to have continuous deployment. So what are the benefits? It will be reduced time to market. We can have deployment nowadays, releases every day. It will also next comes release confidence. So it will be eventually releasing the deployment faster. So the DevOps team will also be like, have good confidence that they are releasing error-prone productions each and everywhere. Next is what are the tools? So Ansible is for there for configuration management. Next is Puppet also there to manage the configurations. These tools are widely used nowadays. So these are the tools. Other tools are Chef, SaltStack, Terraform, that's ISE, info, infrastructure as a code. Next, moving to continuous deployment versus continuous delivery. So many people have both the things in the same manner, but eventually they are different. Continuous deployment, as we understood previously, but continuous delivery is where code changes are automatically prepared, but they require manual intervention, manual approval for deployment. So they both are different thing, but yeah, some small minor difference. Setting up your deployment pipeline. So what are the steps to set up your deployment pipelines? First is choose the right tools. Consider the tools which is compatible with your products, which with your alignment, which could scale and future as per your requirement. Next is tools like Jenkins, GitLab, CI can help to scale and also scale your products in future. Define deployment stages. This is the best thing which is in practice in today's era to have some different deployment stages. Staging area, production area, pre-deployment, post-deployment. These are the different stages where people have different test cases, the people have different deployment strategies over there. So it will be beneficial for them. Next is integrate automated testing. Testing is also important for a product because eventually if some secrets or some bugs are there, then it can have a large impact on the company, large impact on the product. So also we are implementing testing each and everywhere, each and every processes, each and every stage, and yeah, eventually automated testing. Next is implement version control. Eventually all are using GitHub or something like that, Bitbucket or anything to host their code there, collaborate the developers over there. So what are the best practices for automated deployment pipelines? So small and frequent deployments. Broke down your deployment pipeline in small parts and eventually it will help you to continuously monitor small parts and it will eventually help you to trigger the errors without which are in which part and eventually you can wrap up that faster. So be small and be frequent, be rapid. That is the main motto. Next is automated rollbacks. So what are the purposes? Provide a mechanism to revert in the previous state. So sometimes the new feature don't work. So you can roll back to previous version. Next is monitoring and feedback. So continuous monitoring is necessary for the automation pipeline. Eventually, each and every product, each and every company, they have their dashboard there, they have their monitors to trigger the volume, to trigger the request, all the things. And if something goes wrong with their application, they have the dashboard immediately, they can tell that this thing has happened. So we need to fix this. So eventually our app will start again. That is the main thing for monitoring. And continuous feedback is for operation teams and eventually for a product is very important because the customer can help to make the product or feature better. Next is what are the common deployment challenges? Because when we tell there we need to break down all the steps, so it will be a very complex and it will be dependency management because as we had changed from monolithic to microservices, it is very difficult to do all the things automated. But eventually it can be done. But yeah, there are various challenges we need to conquer. Next is security concerns. Security is important. Yeah. So what are the things we can do to overcome those challenges is we can use ISE like Terraform to automate the infrastructure. Next is we can have containerization where we can adopt technologies like Docker. We can just chain for deployment. Next is DevSecOps practices. Eventually, for storing your secrets, you can use key secret management tools. Even you can use Vault provided by HashiCorp to store your secrets. So yeah, you can have different anatomy around the DevSecOps because currently in the market, DevSecOps is a trendy position where people are implementing security in the infrastructure of a product. Next is monitoring and logging. So why it is necessary? What is the importance of it? Proactive issue detection. So monitors will help us to detect the errors very effectively. So eventually we can solve those errors. And next is scalability, ensuring that monitors scales with the application's growth. Eventually, and today we have one user, and if tomorrow we have 1 lakh user, then the volume of our application will be a very drastic change. So how we will monitor that, and how we can also monitor the growth of our application. So it's the main thing from a monitoring perspective. Next is implementing automated logging. So yeah, logs are important where there is some error prone in the application. So logs will help us to detect those errors, and it will help us to figure out how we can solve that. So and also there are some real-time alerts which help us that your volume is used more than 80%. So you need to expand your volume or you need to shift to another volume. So yeah, these are some sort of chronology which are used in real-time users alerts. Integrating monitoring tools like Prometheus, which is an open source, and Axis ELK stack, Axis Grafana. So there are many tools which you can implement. There is Sysdig, New Relic. There are many. You can implement that. These are the analytics tools like Datadog, New Relic, Elasticsearch, Dynatrace, Kibana. So future trends and deployment pipelines. As we all know, microservices versus monolithic. Eventually, people have shifted to microservices, but yeah, for every organization, it is very difficult to shift. Eventually, next is containerization, container orchestration. People are nowadays using Kubernetes majorly in every product, and there are a lot of demands in today's market for the Kubernetes developers. So yeah, these are the trends which are going on in current market and also will in future. So for containers, Docker Enterprise, there is Rancher, there is Mesos, Kubernetes is always there. Kubernetes services is also provided by the main cloud providers like AWS, Azure, GSP, all. Serverless architecture. People are now shifting to serverless because they don't need to in serverless the same normal terminologies. You don't need to maintain the server. It will automatically maintain that. So yeah, people are shifting with that, and they are event driven. So what are event driven is if there is some change, it will directly trigger that. And you can also have some events like after every hour, after every day, you need to trigger it once again. There are some sort of thing which can be there. This is implementing EIML in the deployment pipeline automation. So predicting the predicting and optimizing the deployment pipelines through AIML is also a thing which will be implemented. And yeah, it is implemented at some of the space, but yeah, it can be a large space. So quick recap. What are the automation benefits? Faster time to market, reduce errors, improve collaboration. Next is pipeline components. That is first will be source code management. Next comes build automation. Next comes testing. Next comes deployment. And the last one is monitoring. This comes the whole pipeline. Stay connected and feel free to ping me with any queries. We have prepared a list of DevOps resources. You can go over here and They are open on GitHub repo. You can use that for anything. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hope you like it and enjoy it.